backyard right here, guys. It's about a quarter acre, around 10,000 square feet that we garden, all the way over to that wall garden way over there. You see? And all the way around to here, I'm standing about in the middle. I'm in the middle of what I call the raised bed garden. You can see them behind me. Potato patch right there. I love this going live. It's only my second time. Today I want to show you how I'm going to plant a tomato plant. I grow mostly heirlooms, about 20 varieties this year. I'm down in number overall. Last year I did about 66 tomatoes. This year I'm doing about 50 tomatoes, maybe even less than that. Plants. Variety wise, I did 26 last year, 25 last year, excuse me. I'm doing 19 this year. So still pretty cool. One of the few hybrids I grow, maybe the only hybrid this year, is I think there's a dog poop close by that I probably stepped in and still haven't scooped up. Anyway, I hope I'm not kneeling in it. I don't think I am. My nose doesn't work very good. One of the few varieties I use is a hybrid is Sun Gold. So I do grow Sun Gold because it is such a delicious cherry tomato, about 1 inch across, a little bit prone to splitting, but grows in great massive clusters of 5, 6, 8, 10 or 12 in each cluster. And the plant's usually loaded with it. You got what's called hybrid vigor, which is, you get the best of both worlds. I don't know how they came up with the parents, if you will, of this hybrid. Every hybrid has parents or a family tree or a lineage it comes from. I'm not sure what the parentage is of the Sun Gold, but I will tell you what, it's delicious, prolific, and I will continue to grow it. 95% of what we grow, I'd say this one out of the 19 or 20 varieties is the only hybrid, so you kind of get the ratio right there, 5%. Okay, so here's how I'm going to plant. You can see, well, you could have seen, see those little nubs there? I've already plucked those off. I've only left the top leaves. I'm going to put it in right down here. And let me show you how I do it, because we're going to dig pretty deep here. And it's pretty cool. Do you see this right here? There's a little stub right there. That is last year's tomato plant. I do no-till. I cover this in the winter with about 4 or 5 acres of shredded up leaves, and I just let it sit and those leaves break down through the winter. I pull them aside. I add about 1 inch or 2 of compost, and then when this plant gets to growing, I'll put leaves back on it for a mulch. But yeah, nothing gets tilled, nothing gets rammed around or jacked around. It's all just natural. So I'm digging this hole pretty deep. You can see, actually I'm gonna dig it on this side right here, a little bit closer to the edge, get my money's worth. So I'm going down pretty good. You can see I can do almost all of this by hand. It's that soft. We've got lots of microbial activity down here, guys. There's a lot of earthworms. Of course, they don't show up when I need them, but they're in there. You gotta trust me. So look at this. Earthworm. Another earthworm. No, that's not the same one. Come on, give me a break. So there we go. That hole, even though this plant in total is only about 8 or 9 inches tall, the hole is at least 6 inches deep, because these are adventitious, I believe is the right term, stems on these tomatoes. Wherever I bury this stem, I'm going to bury about half of it, right about where my finger is. Wherever you bury that, it will shoot out roots and make a sturdier plant. It's just sturdier when you bury it down low anyway. We've had a lot of crazy winds and storms this spring, so it just helps. But it's going to shoot roots out. It's really going to establish that plant really strongly, guys. So here we go. This is cool. Now I'm going to squish this a little bit and take a look at the roots, if it's like any of the other seedlings I've grown. I planted this about 5 weeks ago, and I'm going to shake it out here. I squished it around so it loosened it. Look at the root. Look at the root. That's almost root bound, which means it's been in the pot too long if it's root bound. It's getting close. It's starting to swirl at the bottom. That's that's not a great sign. That means it's getting ready to root bind, but it hasn't root bound yet. So I'm gonna loosen those up a little bit. Just kind of massage it a little. Okay. And now it's like that. And I'm gonna pop it in down here. So you can see how deep I am, guys. So I'm gonna bury it back up. And remember how tall it was, guys? You know, 8, 10 inches. So if I go to this angle here, you can see how low that is. It's down probably more like a 5-inch tall plant now, once I get the dirt around it. So I'm burying it almost up to that first leaf that I left, maybe an inch or two. So, oh my gosh, look at the earth. The earth is alive with worms. That's why they call them earthworms. Okay, so there we go. Sun gold is in. And I will probably go ahead. There's some leaves right here. This is leaves from last year. They're almost broken down, but I'm going to steal a little bit of them from this lettuce right here. Yeah, I like to. Sometimes I'll grow, like you've got carrots right here. Right there. All just carrots in that bed. And then right behind it, there's a barrel of beets. A barrel of beets. And behind that, there's a barrel of lettuce and a few other things. But I like to mix it up. We got carrots. Oh no, we got onions back here. We've got a couple garlic that survived. The only 2 garlic that survived out of 40 plants I planted. Bad ratio. Guys, if you're in zone 6B, don't plant your garlic in mid-September. I don't know what I was thinking. It got too tall. It spent all of his energy. When it died back, it had nothing left to store over winter. I should have planted in late October. A good 4 or 5 weeks later than I did. Anyway, zone 6B, plant it later than earlier. Probably late October at the earliest, or mid-October. 2 of those. I got a bunch of onions back there happening. I just plant them in 2 or 3 bunches, however they come out of the cell pack, and they'll push each other apart as they grow. We've got radishes here. I'm gonna pick a radish right now. Oh my gosh, cherry bell, everybody cherry bell. Look at that cherry bell grow. Beauty. Oh man, I can't wait. Oh, I'm not kidding. The simple, one of the simplest veggies to grow. Doesn't matter that it took me 3 years to grow decent radish here. Guys, the nuances of just the radish from the garden is astounding. Oh wow. Okay, we save these tops and saute them. Oh wow. Sweet. The afterburner, pleasantly hot. There we go. Back to this. So a little bit of leafage around it. And there we go. There we go. Someone says, what is that? I just ate a radish. Kale, if that's what you're asking. Julie Marr. Julie Marr, I know that person. Hi, Julie. Patrick, how's it going? El Insano. Nice, nice to see you. I love it. Hey, you know, the worldwide internet, you get all kinds, don't you? I'll stick with the positives. Cool, guys. All right, thanks for joining in, everybody. This is really cool. It's only my second one. My first live video I did from the break room of where I work at Home Depot, only 2 people jumped on. One was a Home Depot employee. So here we go. Gardening is awesome. I'm gonna finish by watering it in. Guys, can I just state this? The best food in the world, vegetable-wise at least, yes, I love meat and stuff, is grown in your backyard. That's it, in your backyard. Our back door is right there somewhere. 50 feet away is our first raised bed from that back door. And just a ton of hard work, and you can create this. Start small with literally this this tiny 5x3 raised bed here 3 years ago. Even though we had a huge garden in Southern California, right now I got a few carrots right down the middle. By the way, I'm going to flank them either side with, I've got one tomato plant, but I'm going to put 2 more tomatoes back there and some peppers up here. So we got lettuce. Look at that beautiful Four Seasons lettuce right there. Lettuce and carrots in the middle. Your plants will work together. They communicate and speak to each other, if you will, like a sort of a community of language. It's amazing. I know that sounds kind of far-fetched, but I'm not going to get into the science of it right now because I don't remember the science of it right now. But monoculture is okay. Yes, I got a ton of carrots right here in one raised bed. But I like to mix it up usually. In this barrel alone right here, we've got Paris Island romaine. We've got Four Seasons lettuce over here. And look at that. Volunteer. I'm letting, why not? Why not? I get at least 3 little 5x3 beds. Later, we're really coming along. So the last thing I'm going to do with this tomato plant to finish up this video is water it in. If you can see it, this water's a little yellow. No, it's not what you think it is, though that would probably work too with the nitrogen carrier. It's a compost tea I made out of weeds I pulled right here from the garden. And that's going to give this plant a good boost to start it off. I'm watering it really deep because I want the soil contact to happen right up to the surface of the soil there, because I need those roots to start shooting along that there gall darn stem and making a good old strong tomato plant. So there we go, Sun Gold. In about 2 months, this thing will be about as tall as me, and I'm hoping loaded with about 100 tomatoes. I'm going to talk to you guys later. This has been fun. Thanks everybody for chiming in. And is there more people? No, but that's okay. Cool. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Kale. And I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. Whoever that is that said hi from far away. I love gardening. It's a worldwide event going on, guys. Let's garden together. We need about 1 million or 2 small, think big, and we need to